It is April 24, around 8:30. I got on the electric bill, the submersible that we use in Manga from March 21st to April 20. So the duration is 33 days. I needed to figure out whether using electricity versus diesel, what is the cost differential or cost difference, so that I can decide whether to move forward to have everything electrified or solar pump. And I needed to understand why or what is the right course to take. So it's April 24, electric bill came in. These are the readings. For 33 days we use 1,457 kilowatt hour. And the bill came to 16,446 peso. So I divided the duration and days so that I can see what is the kilowatt hour per day. It turned out to be 44 kilowatt hour of energy use per day. And the cost of energy use per day is around 500 peso. Now the submersible is 2 horsepower. Now I use a 13 horsepower. I converted the 13 horsepower to kilowatt. So how do you do that? You multiply 13 by 742 divided by 1,000. Gives you kilowatt. The engine is running for 12 hours. It uses 33 liter. So it uses 2.75 liter per hour, and the cost of liter is 60 peso. Now, what is the kilowatt hour use within that duration, 12 hours? It's actually this number multiplied by 12. Came down to on average 115.8 kilowatt hour. The cost of diesel per hour using this, okay, is 165 peso per hour. Cost of diesel per day is 300, call it even 4,000 peso per day. That's a lot of pesos, quite frankly. That's why when you're looking at your diesel and you gotta buy them in drums, because you're consuming, I mean, if you're consuming 33 liters in 12 hours, then your consumption would be 33 times 12 hours times 2, that makes it 1 day. So it will be 772 liters, or well, no, that's wrong, sorry. So it should be 33 times 2, then you're consuming 66 liters per day. So how much is that per day? So you take that 66 liters per day times 60. Okay, so that works out to be like I said, call it 4,000 even per day. Okay, and if you're running, I'm only using one engine here. I'm using, for example, you got 3. So if you got 3 engine, then take that peso times 3. then you're consuming at a rate of 11, call it 12,000 even per day, running 13 horsepower. So that's the cost associated, and the liter consumed. In fact, that's just 66 liter per engine per day. So if you multiply that by 3, it's 100, call it 200 liters even for 3 engine. So those are the usage of a 13 horsepower. So I went about comparing electric bill. So with 2 horsepower submersible, I went through the math. My kilowatt hour per day for submersible is 44 kilowatt hour per day. For a 13 horsepower engine, the kilowatt hour per day is 231. Okay, if I compare the cost, obviously this number and that number, this number doesn't match. It's because of some factoring involved. And what is the factoring? I'm comparing it with this. Okay, so if I converted the horsepower to electric usage, for example. Okay, so I then multiply it by the rate, 11.29. So with 2 horsepower submersible and with 13 horsepower submersible, obviously the outlet here is 2 inch, the outlet here is 4 inch, sometimes 3. So is the volume of water the same? I don't know that answer because I haven't gotten to that where I'm actually measuring water volume. Now, basically, if you take this number of diesel energy use divided by this number of electric submersible, then the cost associated is 5 times 5 1/4 of the electric bill. Basically, using diesel engine, it costs 5 times more to pump out water. And this is what I really wanted to communicate. Now there are, like I said, factor. I need to go and measure the volume of this submersible and of the pump coming out of this diesel. Basically, the volume rate of water coming out. So I need to figure out volume of water. So what is the volume of water associated with all of this cost? At the moment, it seems apparent that using diesel is really costly when pumping water. And I took this moment because the diesel usage that we're doing now is like water. I mean, it's like my farmers are asking me, we run out of diesel. Now, when it comes to the usage, it's not about pumping water right now. It's about rotavator, the the land needs to be managed, that sort of thing. So it's all of that. It's pumping water to flood the rice field, to make it soft so that it can be rotated, it can be managed, it can be this and that. The rotator and things like that, that causes a fraction of the water coming out. I mean, if you look at it, it's huge. It's actually 5 times more expensive to use diesel than the use of electricity. So it's forcing me to go all the way electricity. I mean, that the challenge here is funding the equipment, buying submersible, buying solar panel, that sort of thing. Later on, I'll do a cost analysis of this. So I did this because I needed to understand diesel cost versus electric bill cost, which way to go. And looking at the numbers, it seems like going electricity is the better way. The challenge is funding the submersible and things like, yeah, you can buy the submersible, you have to buy the 2-inch pipe or 3-inch pipe, all of that things. And then it's really good if you already have 4-inch casing in place. If you don't have that, then you factor in the cost of having a bore well dug. It costs, it's not free. So, however, at the end of the day, it does save a person a lot of funds. It's just that to go about doing it is the challenge. Funding it is what I'm saying. To go about funding the cost of drilling bore well, buying the PVC pipe, buying the 2-inch pipe, that sort of thing, the cables, those cables, submersible cables, they're like 240 peso per meter. It adds up. However, at the end of the day, when the initial outlay is done, then look at the amortization the amortization of these costs. And let's say, is it worth it? Can I do this? Can one do this? So I did this because I needed to know, bite the bullet and go buying solar panels, solar pump, all of the accoutrement that goes with installing solar or submersible pump. So now I checked the internet or YouTube for cost analysis, submersible pump versus diesel. I haven't really found one, so I thought this would be a good time to actually do a YouTube on this cost analysis. Now, if I made a mistake somewhere, send me a message. I'd like to visit this again as I complete second crop 2024. So the more that I know, the more data that I gather, the more refined the data that will be presented at the end of second crop 2024. Thanks for watching.